Hi, and welcome to the You've Changed podcast. My name is Kate Barron. This is the podcast where I talk to people in the entertainment industry about moments in their life, big and small, that have changed their path. And this week, I have the fantastic and amazing comedian, presenter, writer, everything, magical, beautiful person.
Oh my God,
Moore.
where?
You are.
Thank you.
You are someone who I think has like an aura about you. I think you are someone who just, if somebody found out like, oh, she's like, yeah, she's a celebrity, and they just go, yeah. Like you just don't have the energy of someone who's bagging groceries.
No. Yeah, you're right.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You're just not a normie.
Yeah.
You're not a normal person.
Yeah.
You were never meant to be a normal person.
I'm going to take that. That also explains why I never got the application when I put it, like I never got the job for any Sainsbury's, no Tesco's.
I mean,
they just said no.
No shame in the game because I love hard work, but like I got denied from a job at Subway once.
Babes.
Because I went in for an interview and the manager interviewed me and he goes, "Where do you see yourself in 5 years?" And I was like, "Oh, well, probably like," this is when I was like 16 or something. And I was like, "Well, probably like in uni or graduating and like going on to whatever." And he goes, "We're really looking for someone who's looking for an upward path within the Subway franchise." And
wow.
I was like, you want me to be a sandwich artist in 5 years from now? And the fact that I didn't want to like be elbow deep in tomatoes was my downfall. But like, I love it. I love everyone who works every job, but like, bro.
No. Do you know what he saw? He saw that you were coming for his job.
No, I did not want it.
You didn't want it, but you'd probably have it in about 3 weeks.
I think he is still there. If I'm being honest, that was a long time ago, and I think he is still there at the Subway by my parents' house.
Yeah.
But I was so distraught, so I was like, I can't even get hired at Subway? What the fuck?
Honestly.
I didn't get hired at a dollar store once as well, or like a Poundland version.
The only people that would accept me was McDonald's and Burger King.
But McDonald's, I heard, is actually a really good organization to work for. Did you work for them?
I mean, I had a great time.
You know what? And I worked for Starbucks forever.
Yeah.
And I've actually heard McDonald's and Starbucks for like students and for younger people, flexibility and their programs and profit sharing and all that they do. They're like supposed to be the best employer.
I did it in college. It was the best time.
And don't you think that, so I have this whole new bit I'm writing, because there's some countries that make it mandatory to go into the military when you turn 18.
Okay.
I think we should do mandatory customer service jobs when you turn 18 for 2 years.
Yeah.
You need to work at fast food, as a barista, in retail. You got to deal with the public so you don't become an absolute spoiled brat and like awful person to customer service people when you're older.
Premise, good idea.
Right.
In fact, some people are just born and raised by this and will give birth to assholes. Yeah.
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 Fuck. I mean, I know that's true.
Yeah.
You know what? There's a comic in Toronto. Fuck, I forget who it is. There's a comic, it might be Daryl Orr in Toronto, who has a bit all about basically the people who are the evilest people in the world were pre-cum babies.
Yo.
And like, that's why they're so brutal, is because like he's like, Hitler was because his mom was about to climax and Hitler's dad came and then was like, "I'm done, girl." And she's like, "Ugh." She was all angry.
The rage.
And then that's where he was born from. So that's where Hitler came
That is hilarious.
And I think that theory is beautiful.
It explains a lot of people.
Right?
Yeah.
So just call somebody a pre-cum baby.
Yeah.
That's like, what a way to
Or someone who drives a Prius. Same thing.
Oh, no. Those are my Uber drivers. Those are my guys.
Basically.
No, those are my guys. I was in an Uber yesterday and he had like a little stuffed toy in the front seat that was just like staring back at me. I'm like, why do I feel like there's a like the eyes are very bright.
See?
And I was like, there feels like there's a camera or I'm about to get murdered.
There's totally a camera.
Right?
Totally
and I was like laying on
camera.
like a plastic sheet and I'm like, yeah, this
Is that
for the
even
kill
allowed?
scene.
They're allowed to record us like that?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, most of them have recordings, but mostly it is to like protect themselves because they get these like.
Next time I'm going to pick my nose and flick it on the floor.
Yeah, but girl, then they'll be like, "Hey, I have this Daily Mail thing. I have Thanyia Moore picking nose and picking and flicking."
Yeah.
Like, you want that to be your rep?
Yeah.
Like, you wouldn't give a shit. I would be mortified, and you would be like, "Now sponsor, pick it, flick it out, Thanyia Moore."
No, because then I'll get tissue sponsors. Listen.
Actually, oh my
bring
God.
that bag. Bring that bag, baby.
This is why you're you, and this is why I'm me. Because you're thinking sponsorships, and I'm thinking, oh my God, I'm just the gross person.
No, why? Everyone picks their nose. Stop being weird.
It is true.
Give me a tissue deal. And a
are
commercial. I'm
How are
fantastic.
you? Tell me how you are. You look
I'm
gorgeous.
good. I'm good, you know. I'm well rested. I'm not, I'm tired, but I'm well rested in the mind.
Well rested in the mind. That's good.
Body knackered.
Are you a meditator?
I'm new to meditation.
Oh, what do you think of it?
I love it.
Yeah.
It's great.
The first time I ever did it, I went to, because I didn't know how to do it.
Yeah.
I went to the gym I was going to. I went to they had an hour-long guided meditation class. And I was like, you know what? Let me try. But I sat at the back, kind of close to the door, because I'm like, this is not going to work. We're like, we're go all the time. Our minds are always going, because even when you're out and about, you're going, oh, that would be a funny joke. That would be a funny premise. This should be that, or whatever. And I'm sort of all over the place. And I'm like, this is going to be a hot mess. I'm going to be like, oh, yeah, excuse me, guys. And I have to get up during the class. And we all got seated, and we all got into it. And she started doing the thing. And then all of a sudden, it was like, ding. Okay, everyone, that's time up. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
The fuck just happened?
Yeah.
Been hooked ever since.
Babe, I thought I was doing it before. I wasn't. And then when you learn what it actually is, you're like,
it's beautiful.
It's wonderful.
It is like a really, even if you just do it, I try to do it right before bed.
Yeah.
And it can just be a really nice thing. And I think people think like, oh, well, I need to build a serenity garden and like sit with candles. It's not about that.
It's not about that.
Like my favorite place was when I lived in Toronto.
Yeah.
Down by the beaches there on Lake Ontario, there were just all these huge rocks, and I'd walk out to the furthest rock I could go sit on, and it'd just be like waves crashing, and I would just sit there and do it, and I was like, this is just heaven.
That's what you want.
You can do it anywhere.
Yeah.
Like, you can do it in the back of like a theater before we go on a gig in a dark space and just like center.
I have a nice playlist that I like to listen to, and it is literally just waves crashing and all those kind of things, and just great sounds to meditate to, but it helps you focus. Well, it helps me focus my mind.
Yeah. Do you find your mind is generally like a bit scattered?
Bouncing.
Yeah. Are you an overthinker?
Well, fantastic. Yeah, I'm a fantastic overthinker.
Yeah, me too.
And I think about 20 scenarios.
Yeah.
In 1 second.
But then when you do something, do you go decision made that's done, it's in the past? Or do you still overthink and go, I should have done this, I should have done this?
No, I leave it because I can't do that no more.
I wish I could be that
Oh,
person.
I can't do it no more.
Yeah. It is exhausting. Though,
Well, I say that. I think that's situation dependent, actually.
Right. Of course, if it's something more emotional or personal or whatever, business, I'm pretty good at going, I made the best decision. And especially in this industry, we have to be a little bit more like, you make the best decision at the time with everything you have in front of you.
Yeah.
And then it's just, that's what it is.
I'm learning to trust my gut.
Yeah.
Trust my gut more. I know what I want for myself.
The thing is with you, I've always respected that. I feel like, not that you don't care what other people think of you, but you just go, I'm going to do what's right for me. I'm going to set my own boundaries. I'm going to do what's right for me, what's true to me. I'm not going to compromise my own self or beliefs or comfort or whatever for the sake of somebody else. Whereas like we recently had a thing that we were both a part of. You were like, held your ground. You go, these are my...
Well, here's the thing.
This is what I want.
Oh, on that. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And I didn't. And then I felt like I got taken advantage of. And then you were like, actually, my experience is pretty good. And I was just like, yeah, I should have been more like that.
Yeah. I think it comes with experience. I've experienced so much of the feeling taken advantage of.
Yeah.
I've also experienced waiting. And I've experienced, having to do things that I'm uncomfortable doing or not wanting to do.
Yeah.
And I just don't want to do that no more.
And there's nothing worse than being uncomfortable and something not working out, and you're going, I knew I shouldn't have done this in the first place. Now it's just proving that my initial instinct and my gut feeling was right.
Thank you.
Like, it is the worst feeling in the world when it just goes to shit and you go, I knew.
Like, what is this?
What's it for?
Yeah.
It's like
and
when
then
you date
really
somebody
you can't blame anybody else but you. And the worst thing is when there's no one to blame.
Oh, that's what happens to me. I'm like, whose fault is it? And then somebody's like, it's usually yours.
Now out of nowhere you got a backache and you don't know why. It's your emotions.
I know, though. It's brutal.
It is, so yeah.
But you're busy. You're always busy. You're always one of the busiest people ever, because you're like on TV, you're doing panel shows, you're presenting. Are you going back on Love Island and doing the After Sun stuff?
I am, yeah.
Yes.
I'm really excited about it.
It's so good. I mean, I know, okay, Love Island is problematic. I know all the reasons it's problematic. I know all the whatever. I don't care.
Yeah.
Like, I love it because it's just like the perfect amount of, I just love watching it. And when I come home from a gig at night, in the summer, I just get to put it on. It's in the background. I'm like washing my face or whatever, but it's like a no-think, easy show to digest with just pretty people to look at. And I love the drama.
I love the
drama. And it's just not too deep. I'm not thinking about it.
It's not even deep drama as well. It's all superficial stuff.
Because it's 20-year-olds going, he talked to her. It's not real life.
It's not real. It's also not your boyfriend.
And
you just met them 20 seconds ago. Stop being weird about it.
Oh my God, that is my favorite. Like, I can't believe you would do that. And I'm like, in the real world... Like, some of these people, I don't know how they survive. Or maybe do you think it's mostly, but everyone, so I'm going all over the place, but do you think everyone who goes on there now knowing what a huge hit the show is, they're all just looking for fame?
They're looking for their bags and to get their career and to move in the industry.
That's why I love Molly May. Just doesn't care, and she completely admitted, going, "Yeah, I went on the show. I didn't go on it to find love. I went on it to up my profile and everything. It happened that she found love, and I do love her and Tommy and their little baby Bambi.
Yeah.
And I'm a big fan. But yeah, who's your favorite Love Islander you've ever met?
Ooh. I would have to say India.
Oh, she's fucking cool.
She is.
And her and
Sam.
No, isn't her and her guy?
Demi. Yeah.
They're still together, right?
Yeah.
'Cause I follow her on social media. And they're always dancing around together and stuff.
It's just, I think, just looking at it's just so real. That's what I love about them. It's real.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Beautiful. Didn't she have one of the biggest deals that they ever did after her with was she Pretty Little Thing or Look Fantastic or something? One of those.
Yeah, she was like the first person for their spin-off Pretty Little Thing marketplace.
Yeah, and she like because you just see her on posters, you're like, yeah, you're just a stunning woman.
She's just a star. She's a nice girl. She's a lovely girl.
Oh, and I like that.
She's beautiful, and India's my favorite.
Maybe you can't answer this, and I don't know if you've met them. Have you met Ekin and Davide?
Yes, I have, yeah.
So I was doing a show, and there were people sitting in the front who were hosts at this restaurant, and they came in and they said Davide was awful. They said Ekin was quite nice, but Davide was just such a snob and be like, do you know who I am? And that was his whole energy. And I was like, whoa. Is that the tea?
I don't know if I'm allowed to tell the tea. I want to keep my job.
Yeah, if you want to keep your job, you don't have to do it. But we'll just take your silence.
When they came, we had a nice time. Yeah. They were nice. And
but you're someone who's on TV and presenting. I think it says a lot more about them how they treat somebody who's serving them and who's
No, because after Sun, I'm a writer.
Right.
So I'm in the background. I'm nobody.
But you're still a part of like the production.
Yeah. And they don't care about production.
Oh, they don't?
No, they only care about talent.
But that to me is like crazy.
They're rude to production.
That to me is so insane.
To us, because we understand.
Yeah.
But to them, we're just there to help them look good on TV.
Ugh. I just think.
And I'm the writer, so.
But you're writing, so you can make them look even worse. Like, don't.
No, but I write for the intros and stuff, so they don't care about me. Oh when I walk into the room, this is what I love. There's a moment before they go in to do the filming, they're downstairs in the little green room next to the set, and they're watching the episode. So when we go out to talk about it, they know
it's fresh.
Yeah. So I always go in and just slide in and sit in the corner, and just see who's going to say what. Now, Sam and India know me because obviously I'm there all day with them and we do the thing. But they're not in the room at first. So I just slide in and see who's going to say anything. And do you know how many times I've slided into that room? And I'll slide in and just sit there and the TV's there and they'll do this. And then Sam and India walk in and they're like, oh, Thanyia. And they're like, oh my God, hi. Yeah. And then
you're
switch.
Someone?
Yeah, the switch. I love it. Oh,
but that happens too. That happens to me when I've been in a green room before, and like comic is in there, and they're just kind of like whatever. But then a bigger comic with more profile goes, "Hey Kate, how's it going?" And they're like, "Oh hey,
yeah,
hey, Kate,
how
nice
you doing?"
You. And I was like, "It's so fucking transparent."
Yeah.
It's so ridiculous. But I just do not get how people in this industry. Just even from a self-preservation point of view, don't see that everyone who's working, I can't make this podcast without a producer. We can't do comedy shows without tech and without people running the door, taking the tickets and selling it. Like,
Thank you.
It takes a lot more people to make it. You can't make a TV show without fucking catering and the cleaners at the night and
everything, the whole setup.
To make it. You just can't walk out and do that shit. Like that to me is just going like you're just not seeing the bigger picture, and that's so short-sighted in this industry because also a lot of people who get in at different levels in the industry, you never know where they're going to go because they're going, oh, I want to be an associate producer, an executive producer, or director one day, but right now I'm going to be a catering manager because that'll get me onto a set, or I'll be an assistant, like a showrunner. Or something like that.
Do you know what I mean?
Whatever.
Yeah.
It's just crazy.
But I found things that I appreciate more about the set now from doing writing because normally when we go on set,
behind the scenes,
we're talent, so. Like like when you're talent, you get 101 requests for producers to sit and have a Zoom with you, and the Zoom is normally the same conversation
again and again.
And then you get to set early so they can have that conversation again.
Yeah.
And then just before you go on, they just want to come by and remind you of that conversation quickly, just in case you forgot.
Just in case you forgot, Thanyia, don't pick it and flick it whilst you're on TV.
Right.
Please.
And before writing on Love Island After Sun, I'd be like, why why so many conversations of the same thing? I'm not
Yeah.
a dickhead. Like, are you taking the piss?
Yeah.
What? Am I a mug? Now,
You get it.
seeing people genuinely be told 3 seconds earlier what they're about to do, and 3 seconds later go, so what we doing again? I'm like, this is why you have 20 conversations.
No, showing up unprepared to a job
Babe.
irks me in a way that I can't.
But especially when you've been prepared 3 times before.
Yeah.
That's mad.
Is it just
But
like
it
in one
happens.
ear out the other because they're like la la la? They're just not. their
Just
brain's
not taking that person seriously.
They just don't. It's a respect thing.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I genuinely think so. They just feel irritated.
But not you. You show up prepared every single time.
Babes, now I'm like, I'm going to take them 100 phone calls and Zooms.
Yeah.
Because they just want to feel better.
And also,
because
you
they're on the
just
edge.
look like a professional, and then everyone who wants to work with you just goes, well, why wouldn't we want to work with her? She shows up, she does her thing, she's professional, and she always hits what we tell her to hit. She always does it. She always gets it. She always hits her mark.
Let's go.
Everything, every time. Well, let's talk about other things. Let's talk about change.
Wow.
So this is called You've Changed, because
Yeah.
the podcast is about moments that have changed paths. We've had people talk about getting arrested. We've had talk about people losing their parents. We've had talk about heartbreak. And it doesn't need to be so big. It can be small. It can be whatever. Anything that sort of changed your path.
Yep.
And I'll let you take it away.
Do you know what? There was something that I was going to talk about, but I changed it because I thought of something better.
Okay.
So when I was about 15, I was called a black sheep. And I've never, ever, even my response, in that moment, my response was, let me show you what a black sheep does. Because no one is going to ever look at me and tell me that I am less than, purely because I will not follow your BS.
Yeah.
So from that day, I have been staunch in setting my boundaries and being very clear on who I am as a person.
From 15, you were able to do that.
Listen, my dad always said to me growing up, if they don't like you, that's their loss.
Yeah.
So no one can look at me and tell me, you can't, you won't, because I will tell you nothing, but I will show you everything. So I'm not going to stand here and argue with you.
Yeah.
I'm not going to try and plead my case. I'm not going to try and say, well, actually, I'm not a black sheep, because I'm just going to say I'm a black sheep. Let me show you what a black sheep does.
Fuck. I love that. Like, I don't know. I mean, that's amazing that you had your dad to like tell you all that stuff. And I wish I had that, but I had no confidence when I was that age to be able to stand up for myself. Like, I was bullied relentlessly, and I was just like, okay, yeah, I deserve it.
Oh, no, that's
and I am a
sad.
piece of shit.
I'm lucky because both of my parents won't have that. So, yeah.
That's amazing.
Do you know what I mean? So I've grown up always under the guise of, look, stand up for yourself.
Who called you the black sheep? Do you mind sharing?
A family member.
That's even worse.
Yeah.
It's even worse because somebody who doesn't know
Your
you.
sound effects are killing me. I want to come and hug you.
It's okay. It's like, because when it's someone who doesn't know you.
Yeah.
And they say something about you, you go, well, they don't know me, right?
No, but a family member doesn't mean they know you.
Yeah, that's true too. I mean, I have lots of family members who don't know me.
Literally
or anything.
facts.
Now that they see that I'm doing the podcast and I'm doing things and I'm doing
Now I'm
comedy,
getting
now
cuz
they
I'm so
go,
proud
hey,
of you.
cuz. Yeah, I was always proud of you. I'm like, bro, what's your name?
Sorry, what?
Have we met?
I'm just going to go back to that day that you said I was a black sheep.
Yeah.
Hello.
So it was a family member who said you were a black sheep. And what was the context that they said it in?
That you're an embarrassment to the family and you're the black sheep and you're never going to be anything. No one likes you.
Had you done something that set them off?
No.
They just were feeling
Literally
away.
didn't follow the bullshit.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is your family generally like, is it quite close? What was the dynamic growing up? Do you have siblings?
Very close, always together.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got 2 siblings, big brother, little sister.
Yeah.
And then
So you're the middle child.
No
there
way.
You go. Oh, there we
who
go.
Knew?
There
Who
it
knew?
is.
Such a surprise.
Yeah. No, this is actually very interesting. 'Cause, yeah, were you the mediator within the family, like most middle children are? Like you just go like, look.
Oh no, they ganged up on me.
Really?
They came together, forces.
Shit.
I know.
All right. So, but you guys were all close. You grew up all together, like
All
very
together,
close.
always close, always together.
But why would they gang up on you?
Just in little sibling stuff, whatever it would
Yeah,
be.
sibling stuff.
If I argue with one, if I argue with the other,
Yeah.
they come together.
There is always a thing where it's sort of like, because I'm one of 3 as well.
Yeah.
So there's always a thing where it's always like 2 are always sort of together at any one time, but that's constantly rotating. It's constantly shifting. So you might
no, there's no rotation.
There's no rotation in yours.
Okay, no, back then there was.
Yeah.
Now there is rotation.
Yeah.
But back then there was no rotation.
Yeah.
Back then it was just them 2 and me all the time.
I feel like that was because I'm the youngest,
Yeah.
which also makes a lot of sense with how I am.
Yes.
But I feel like with my older sister and older brother, it was always the 2 of them were a lot closer.
Yeah.
Until a certain age, sort of into our 20s.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden we all sort of got quite close. And all of our friends group, actually, all 3 friend groups merged as one.
Oh.
So all of our friends are friends.
Okay, good.
And they're all
Are you
really
boy,
tight.
girl, girl?
Boy, girl, girl, yeah.
So am I.
So my brother is 4 years older. My sister's only 13 months older than me.
Okay.
And then so my sister and I grew up like almost treated as twins.
Oh.
Dressed the same. No, it sounds cute. It was
No, it sounds horrible.
Oh, okay. That you thought it sounded cute.
No, that sounds dreadful.
No, it wasn't good because we weren't twins, but we were in like a double pram.
I feel for her.
Now get the fuck out of here.
No, what are you talking about?
Feel for me.
No, what? No way.
And here's where it was bad for me. Her birthday was 2 months or like a month and a half before
Bad
mine.
for you. Bad for her.
No. This is why it was bad to me. Her birthday was a month and a half before mine, and every year on her birthday, they go, "Hey, we got you guys this for your birthday." And I was like, "My birthday's in a month and a half." They go, "Yeah, but it'll be your day." So for my whole life, my birthday's just been like, "Oh, but we already gave you a present a month and a half ago. Can't you just suck it up and deal with it?"
Yeah, you're the baby. You get everything else.
No.
What do you want? What do you want?
Get the fuck
What
out
more
of
do
here.
you? What more do you?
Get out of here.
What more do you want?
I want everything.
No, this is the problem.
I want everything. And
No, I sympathize with you. I'm with your sister. In solidarity, yes.
No.
Yes.
This is not how this is supposed
Do you
to
know
go.
what? Fuck this podcast.
She will fucking love this shit too. She's gonna call me and be like, "Best episode ever. Middle
Honestly,
children unite."
Bitch,
I love
add
this.
me, okay? And we'll talk in the comments.
Oh my god, no. She's the peacekeeper in our family. She is the middle child. She's the peacekeeper. But it was always her and my brother. No, I was the unfair one. Get out of here.
No way.
Oh my god.
She was the girl first. You came and fucked you up. Why weren't you a boy?
Oh my god. No. Absolutely not. I don't even know how to respond to this. She was too stunned to speak. The trauma of it all. I don't even know. I thought you were going to be heavily on my side. Oh, fuck you, Thanyia Moore.
Do you want to revise
You know
that
what?
intro?
I get why you were called a black sheep.
No!
You.
Oh my God. So much
Oh
for
my
being
God.
a guest on the podcast.
Yeah, exactly.
Wow.
You being so on her side. But yes, so middle children, they
Yeah.
do have it like, I do agree the middle children are, they get like, with my sister, we even had an old family video we saw
Yeah.
where it was my brother's birthday, so they were filming him and like watching him do his thing or whatever. It was actually the funniest fucking thing because he was opening like an Air Jordan like duffel bag.
Yeah.
And he was like, that was when like Jordan was like he was still in the Bulls, everything. It was like fucking, Jordans are still fucking cool, but like he was the biggest player. And my brother was like, "Oh my God, like, thank you." And then you hear my mom from behind the camera go, "Look in the pocket." And he unzips the pockets and he starts screaming at the top of his lungs and he's like, "Ah!" Because it was tickets to Phantom of the Opera. And that's what he actually wanted. And he just like lost his mind of excitement.
That's
To
cute.
go see Phantom of the Opera. Which I still think it's hilarious that my mom claimed she didn't know he was gay after he like fucking almost wet his pants over Phantom of the Opera tickets. But at that birthday and at the video, I'm like, "Look at me, look at me, look at me." And I'm dancing and they're like, "Oh, Katie." And my sister steps in front. They're like, "Allison, move." And they push her out of the way. And I was like, that is being a middle child.
Honestly.
Like they just had her in the way. And they're like, "Get out of the way. Your sister's dancing in front of your brother's birthday."
First of all, I feel for your sister only in this moment.
It seems like you feel for her in most moments.
Can I just say something? Why wasn't her walking into the shot amazing?
Because she's not supposed to be there. She wasn't brought in by the director. She had no role in the scene.
Anyway,
Oh
I'm
my
just going to
God.
say, I was called a black sheep.
Yeah.
From that day, I made myself a promise to show them that black sheeps are the best sheeps.
So tell me what a black sheep does. Give me the guidelines that you live your life by.
I live my life by. I set my boundaries, not in a way to block anything. And when I say boundaries, it's just about not doing anything that compromises who I am.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? This industry will make you do madness.
Yeah.
If you're not sure of who you are.
Yeah.
And then one day you turn around and you've lost yourself and you don't know how to find yourself. I don't want to do that. We've seen it over and over again.
Yeah.
A lot of people are shocked. We were all shocked by Robin Williams' death, but as comedians, we understand how you can go out and give joy and go home and receive none. We know that all too well.
I have been crying off stage before and had someone come in going, you got to be on in 5 minutes. I'm like, okay, I'll pull myself together.
Right.
You pull yourself together, you go on stage, you disassociate, you do your set, you try to be in the moment as much as possible, and you come off stage and you cry again.
Right.
Like I was with a comic when he was told like I think it was his mother-in-law passed away.
Yeah.
And he was so upset, but he was like the headliner. He was on all the posters. He's like, I have to go out there.
You got to do it.
Perform. There's 500 people out there ready to see me, or 1,000 people ready to see me, and then you just go. You got to go perform, and you just fucking.
You got to do it.
What's been, if you don't mind sharing, one of the has there been a time where you've just been like, I don't know if I can go on, but you've gone through and had to perform?
Yes.
You've all done lots, but what's been sort of the hardest?
Probably, trigger warning, when I had my miscarriage and I went on stage and performed.
Wow.
Yeah.
How soon after?
The day after.
The day after.
Yeah.
Wow.
I know, but I needed to. As a performer, like you need to just have something else to focus on.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was shit, but I did it.
I mean, you mean the performance was shit, or your?
Oh no, actually, that performance, that first performance was great. That was a great performance, and then after I found out it was ectopic, and I had to take a break, and then I went back to Edinburgh. That's when it was a shit performance.
How long? Do you mind me asking?
Yeah.
Do you mind us talking about this?
No.
How long ago was that?
Last year.
Was this last year when you left Edinburgh and then you came back in the middle of the Fringe?
Yeah.
That's what happened. So you had to go. And like to anyone who doesn't know, Fringe isn't just like you go up and like you do regular comedy shows. This is like every single day you're pouring your heart and soul onto the stage for an hour relentlessly, surrounded by your peers, industry, everyone, pressures, media, reviewers. Like, it's crazy. And then you're doing other shows and stuff. And it's like, it is the most, it's so hard to explain how intense it is to people who don't get it.
Literally.
But I cried every single day up there.
Yeah.
And that was just like from a performing point of view and just being stressed out and broke and crying and just broke me emotionally and physically because you're exhausted and you're out all day and walking around all day. So to do that after you've gone through and experienced a miscarriage, I cannot fathom that.
I was numb. I didn't know. There was a lot that I didn't know I was doing when I was in Edinburgh. And it's fun to look back on.
Do you think you allowed yourself time to grieve, or do you think?
Because I've got a spiritual therapist, and I do like breath work and womb work, and so we've had a lot of sessions, and I'm moving through it. I got a show about it. My show's called August. It's really funny. It won an award already.
That's amazing. Is this what? Are you going up to Edinburgh this year with it?
No, I'm going to tour it next year.
You're going to tour it next year, so you're getting it ready.
Yeah.
You're going to tour it next year.
Yeah.
And the show is all about this.
Yeah.
moment.
Just about having it, and then just what happened following it.
Yeah.
And just the fun of it. It's really funny. I can't stress how funny it is.
Well, of course it's going to be funny. Of course, I have no doubt that it's going to be funny from you.
But yeah.
But it's also a very serious, hard thing. Had you had friends around you who've experienced that before?
What, miscarriages?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's strange because no matter how much you hear about it before, until you experience it, you don't know.
Yeah.
You know, it's different. It's a weird, and that was my second one. So.
Oh wow.
Yeah, with that partner anyway.
Yeah. That's really insanely difficult to go through. I think miscarriage is something that we don't talk about enough, and there's like, I think women feel. From what I understand, I've never experienced one.
Yeah.
From what I understand from my friends who have and people I've known who have, it's like there's sort of this like shame, even though there shouldn't be.
Yeah.
Around feeling like something you did.
Yeah.
But there's nothing.
There's nothing you can do.
It can't be that. And I even know women who like, a friend of mine, she had 2 successful pregnancies, 2 kids, and then on her third one, she miscarried. And so it's like,
It's
not
from
even...
a nurse explained to me it's from conception.
Yeah, exactly.
So there's nothing
It was
you
never viable. It was
nothing.
never a
It
viable.
was never going to be a
pregnancy.
thing. We just had to wait to find out.
Exactly. A
Literally.
friend of mine who, she's a GP who specializes in labor and delivery. She was telling me about it because she talks a lot. We have this conversation about when somebody is pregnant, when that whole like wait 12 weeks to say because they want to hear the heartbeat and all that kind of stuff. And she said, I don't even advocate for that for my patients. I think people want to share and be excited and they want support and everything. But she always says to them, when they say, how soon can I tell people? She says she gets that question every time.
Yeah.
She goes, don't tell anyone that you're pregnant who you wouldn't be comfortable telling them that you miscarried or something has happened.
Yeah.
And if you can't have that conversation with them, don't have the first conversation with them because
it
can be a very difficult part to deal with.
Yeah, that's a good answer.
Right? And it's just like you can tell anyone you want, but you need to be prepared for that other part.
Yeah.
Because if you do tell people that's gonna come, did people know around you or just your partner?
Yeah, my friends knew.
Your friends knew.
Yeah, my family and friends knew.
Did you feel like you were supported during that?
Oh, definitely. But I'm very much like, when I'm sad, I don't want no one around me.
Yeah.
I don't want anybody reminding me that I'm sad. Especially if I'm trying to like get through the day, do you know what I mean? The last thing you need is somebody constantly being like, "Are you okay though? How are you feeling?"
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah.
Piss off.
Yeah.
And with love.
Yeah.
Respectfully.
Yeah.
Piss
like,
off.
thank you. That's what. Because
just not right now.
I withdraw. I withdraw if I get really upset or if I'm dealing with stress and stuff. My instinct is I withdraw. I stop returning texts. I stop returning calls. I stop doing everything. I go into myself.
Yeah.
I get a lot quieter.
Yeah.
But like, you wouldn't know it from like social media, but social media is fake and bullshit and whatever. And like, we just because it's our job, we have to put it out there.
Yeah.
But if I'm struggling with something, that's when I go really quiet on my friends.
Right.
And I've been called out for it before with my friends, just going like, where do you even go? Like, do you even still want to be friends? I'm like, I totally do. But like, I'm just
in a moment right now.
In a moment where I just can't.
Yeah.
And it's so weird too, because somebody, even trying to pretend and trying to do that shut off, not that long ago, I was dealing with something and somebody who I knew peripherally, like not even very well, just came up to me and go, "Hey, you don't look like you're okay. Are you okay?" And I just started crying.
Oh.
And it was a guy I had met twice.
Oh my God.
And I didn't even know. And I just started crying. And I was like, I'm actually not okay. And then he's just like, oh my God, come here. And then he hugged me. And then afterwards I texted him and I was like, I'm so sorry. That was like really embarrassing. Can we just...
Why are you embarrassed by that?
I know it's not, but
you're
it's like...
such a weirdo. Why are you embarrassed by having emotional feelings?
Because it was like this guy that I had only met twice professionally.
Yeah, but he connected with you.
I know. And he was so lovely. He's such a lovely guy. And like, he was so nice, and I really appreciated that he was just kind in that moment. And then afterwards he kept being like, you okay? You good? You're good, girl? And he kept being like, coming up and giving me a squeeze.
Yeah.
And it was just really lovely. But I was just, at the time, I'm like, this is so embarrassing. Like, this is so, I'm out here on these streets crying like a fucking idiot to someone I don't even know about some shit that I haven't even told my friends about. Because
which, by the way, is literally a therapist. So you, literally, that's what you do with therapy. You cry in a room with someone you don't know.
Yes.
With shit you hide from your friends.
Yeah.
So you just had a free session.
True.
Honestly, it's not embarrassing. You needed it.
Yeah, I mean, obviously did. My body was just like at the moment of like, you just need to escape it. And also, like, there's a pressure being in this industry that you do always have to be on and professional and on top of it and funny and making people laugh and everything. So that thing you were saying about Robin Williams, like, we get it because we're paid to be the funny people. The sad clown syndrome is very real.
Yeah, but also what I think there is some like breathing space for us lately is the people really come for the truth now. And they like the story that isn't perfect. They want the honesty. They want the thing that they can actually really relate to. And that's why we're struggling with jobs and TV panel show jobs with people who just do well on TikTok. Yeah. Their craft literally is to make videos every day of them cooking and getting dressed and doing makeup.
Yeah.
And we who have worked on our craft have to wait to share the space with these people.
Yeah. Because
that is the talent today.
What do you think about TikTok? I mean, you're on there. You make videos, you make vlogs and stuff, or like, and you're doing all that. What is your sort of thoughts on that?
Do you know, I respect them, truthfully, because I make one video and I'm stressed for a week.
Yes.
I'm like, what? They do multiple of this a day?
And I have this thing where I get like kind of embarrassed about like, oh, should I put that up? Other comics are gonna see it. They're gonna think I'm a fucking loser.
Yeah.
But I was hanging out with a TikToker the other day who's quite big on TikTok, and she was just like, the thing is, if your video's bad or doesn't do well, no one sees it. It literally just pushes
Goes
down.
away.
It's like everyone who you would be like embarrassed. Firstly, they're not buying tickets to your show. They're not support. It doesn't fucking matter.
No.
They're not the audience you're going after. And like, fuck them also. Like, it's not about them. It's about you and putting out your own shit. And I was like, yeah, I just need to be less. I get afraid of that. Even starting this podcast, I was like, I was afraid to start it. Be like, people are gonna think I'm a fucking loser. They're not gonna want to come on the podcast.
First of all, why do you always think people are gonna think you're a loser? I'm gonna beat her up. Honestly.
It's because I grew up getting bullied as this like the bullied, the fat kid, the poor kid. Yeah. I never had the right clothes. I never fit into the right outfits. I never looked the right part. So, and I grew up thinking like, it's 100% my fault. I deserve everything I'm getting. So I have this thing of like, well, now I have to have this cool persona of like this like untouchable thing where I'm truthfully just like fucking such a dork. And I'm like,
but if you're a dork, be a dork.
Yeah.
Let us love dorky Kate.
Yeah. I mean, I think everyone's finding that out. Somebody messaged me who knew me from way back. And she said she really likes the podcast because she's like, I find out about your guests, but each episode you reveal a little bit more about yourself. Yeah. She's like, this bigger picture of you is really comes in
that's
as
nice.
I learn about it. And she's like, and that's what I'm really enjoying, every little bit that you reveal about yourself.
Yeah.
Like, oh, shit.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah, it is really nice.
Give us more. Why have you changed?
No, get out of here. We don't talk about that. We don't talk about Bruno. No, I do talk about that because it's like, because moving and the weight loss and all of that, I've experienced so much change. That's why I wanted to do this, because I've been like, I've thought so many times, okay, this is the path that I'm on. And then something happens and it goes like this. And I go, oh no, this is the path I was meant to be on, but it would not have happened had I not done that, which did that and that. And there's this trigger effect. And like, I feel like, so you're saying like when you were just 15, you had this moment of going, you got called the black sheep and you could have gone down the path of maybe I am this person that doesn't deserve this or need to fall in line. But you chose the opposite one. And for a teenage girl to think that about herself, when everyone's telling a teenage girl to sit down, shut up, and get in line. That to me is amazing. Because I look at that going, I wish I could have had the guts to go, fuck you, I'm going to black sheep it this way. Yeah. Because I've been called the black sheep before too. I've been called like totally the person, I'm like in my family, like I'm totally like the black sheep of the family. It's always kind of going off and going the other way and doing all that. My family's always constantly having to like check in and be like,
what's happening there?
Ditch? What are you doing? Or like, I want to do comedy full time. And they're like, you sure? Like, it's a lot of that kind of stuff. A lot of thinking like I'm just like a hot mess. And I was like, I'm moving to London. I'm going to do comedy over there. And they're like,
are you okay? Yeah.
You okay? Sure? Get like a job. like all of that.
All of that.
But it's hard. And I'm like,
I've had family members come up to me and be like, oh, I didn't even know you was funny.
Oh my God. What do you like?
But here's the thing. That just lets you know. Well, my family, my mum's side is mostly strong women. She's got like 8 sisters, and 3 brothers. My dad's got like 7 brothers and 2 sisters. Like it's boys over here, girls over there. Yeah, you know what I mean? Everyone's got strong personalities. Everyone's got something to say.
Do they get along? Or is
yeah. Oh no, they get along. Yeah. I'm really lucky in that my family do get along, both sides, and so it's nice. You know, I could still go to a family gathering now. My dad's invited, or vice versa. My mum's invited. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I like.
So
that.
it's like
I have so much respect for parents who can do that, or people who can do that in families. That have stayed and just gone like, no, we're family. Family trumps all. We're doing the kids. We sort it out. Yeah. We be there for each other and all that kind of stuff. Yeah. But a lot of the mums as well, like on my dad's side, the mums have come together as friends and stuff like that. So yeah. Do you think, as far as like the people you've been in relationships with, either friendships or romantic relationships with, the people that you've been in relationships with, do you find you tend to attract or go with people who are the black sheep of their family? Or do you go with, like, what kind of people do you generally attract?
Ooh.
Or are you like an opposites attract kind of person? So
yeah, I think it's always
followers.
I'm always with like the person of the family who everyone loves.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, I always attract like in their family, everyone loves that person.
They're like the golden baby.
Oh my God, they're so precious.
Yeah.
So irritating. And then I always befriend the black sheep sibling. Yeah. It's always my friend.
So what happens what would you do if you saw someone in your family getting called a black sheep by another family? Would you stand up for them and go, no, they got to do that on their own?
No, I wouldn't go and stand up for them. I'd just show them how to black sheep.
Yeah. Which is just setting the rules for yourself and setting boundaries.
Yeah, you are black sheep. We're not like them. Thank fuck.
Have you been in a situation before where tell me about a situation where you haven't set the boundary and you haven't trusted your gut and then you've regretted it?
Oh, multiple times, especially on the comedy scene in the early days.
Yeah.
Where a promoter's rubbish, for lack of using other words.
Yeah.
And you can feel it in your gut. You shouldn't really be in this situation, but you're there anyway.
Yeah.
And it goes exactly how you thought it was going to go.
Yeah.
They try not to pay you, all the stuff. The show starts late. They're not looking out for you. The men are getting better treatment, blah, 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 blah. It's all rubbish.
Yeah.
When you knew before you even left your house,
you
shouldn't be in that situation.
Yeah.
And for me, that's not honoring myself or setting my boundary. Little things like I should have taken a deposit, but I was too scared to ask. Why? This is business.
Yeah.
He's not scared to take the piss.
I think we get, and especially women in this industry, because we're already like the lesser, right? You have to be like, and it's just the truth. You have to be a much funnier woman to be seen as equal to a moderately funny
mediocre as crap.
You just have to,
and
that's just how it is. And it's like there's this total pecking order of like, I was talking to someone the other day that I did Top Secret, and I love Top Secret, and they booked me and another woman in the closing section of the show, and that was just what it is.
Yeah.
But then I talked to somebody else about how they were a woman and they had another woman on the bill, and they were like, the guy was freaking out, the booker, because he goes, well, we can't have them back to back. It'll look like a woman's show. There was six acts.
Oh my God.
2 of them were women, and he was freaking out because they couldn't be too close, but then he also didn't trust a woman to open and close the show. So he had to have them in the middle, but couldn't have them too close because then it would just look like an all-woman show. Because
2 people on a 6 build.
Yeah. 2 out of 6. And then someone else told me very similar sentiment because there were 2 Asians on the bill.
Oh my God.
The booker was having an issue going, well, you just can't go back to back because like it'll look weird. And I like, it's just wild to me. It's wild to me that bookers think like this, but it is literally how they think. And like as women in this industry, you just have to go like, this is fine.
It's wild that 2 people of the same thing would cause someone to go, oh my God, is this just them all the time? That's wild.
Yeah.
The weight of that is wild.
But
Jesus.
you must experience
not that, but I've experienced like random wild. The one thing I won't do is I never wanted to go back to Tunbridge Wells for a long time because I went there in like my 2nd or 3rd year of comedy, and I had this joke where I said something like my dad left and he never came back. That's what I alluded to.
Right.
And they didn't laugh, and I was like, oh no, I do know my dad. And they were like, oh, I didn't think you did. And I was like, wow, what about me looks like I don't know my dad? And they were like, well, you're black. And I was like, wow. Like, first of all, I do know my dad. We have a great relationship and I can swim. So fuck you. Okay. So first of all, we're not going to do that. And then I said, I'm not even going to continue my set. I'm coming off because the promoter's just standing there doing fuck all. And I'm not going to continue to perform to racists.
Yeah.
And I left the stage. I thought, fucking hell.
Good for you.
The fuck?
Yeah.
The fuck? But I've been back since. It's been nice. But yeah.
I mean.
Wow.
I don't want to talk ill of some of the towns I performed in, but some of them have definitely.
Yeah.
It's just so apparent.
Yeah.
They're outward. Although I was talking to someone the other day, and I'm like, I'd almost rather people be outwardly racist than not.
But not all,
the low key ones.
Listen, I'd rather you just say you don't like me than give me my drink with poison in it. Do you know what I mean?
Right.
Just say you don't like me, and then we can leave it there. Not all towns that I go to, I don't want to return to because they're racist. Some towns are just rubbish audience. Like Bath. Why does Bath exist as a comedy place? I don't know. They all laugh like this.
I don't even have to name the club. Do you know where I went and they did that though? I did.
She's funny.
Is it because you think they're posh?
Yeah, they don't like to be loud. So they're like...
Where's your favorite place to perform?
Birmingham.
Oh.
They are loud.
Yeah.
And they give. To be fair, Birmingham and Cardiff, especially in the Glee clubs, the best.
Really?
every
Okay.
time. When they are packed out,
Yeah.
oh my God. Even Nottingham, oh my God.
Yeah.
Because they're built for comedy as
They're
well, so
built for
you
comedy.
can feel it. It's fantastic.
Sometimes it's hard in these small towns when they set up these like theaters or like arts gigs.
Yeah.
And you go there and the town has comedy once a month or once every other month. And it's like, they come in, they don't really know what to expect. There's
Yeah.
this whole thing.
Yeah.
I think one of the weirdest gigs I ever did. I mean, it was actually not awful in the end, but it was in a church. And they had to give us a rundown afterwards before going, no blasphemy, no this, no that, no the other, no whatever. And I was just like, okay. And then they go, just so you know, we have to say that because we were told we have to say that. But the vicar's not here and none of the people are here who attend the church. I forget what those people are called. What are they called? Like, not patrons. What are they called? What is it called?
Congregation?
Customers? Congregation.
Yeah. Say customers.
Customers of Jesus.
Customers of God.
Customers of Jesus.
What's the customer service number for that?
Yeah, exactly. 1-800-SKY Daddy.
Sky Daddy!
I heard that once and it's never left
That
me.
is blasphemy.
Calling him Sky Daddy. I mean, he is. My mom doesn't like it when I say that. But we were in the church, and then they said, you can't do this, you can't. But then they go, nah, no one from the congregation.
Yeah.
Not here. And then everyone was just like, pedophile jokes. Like, just couldn't stop themselves.
Yeah.
Like, absolutely could not contain themselves.
You have to, though. The funniest, the weirdest one I've done, Wood Green Library. I did a gig in Wood Green Library.
Wait, have I done that gig? I've definitely done a library gig.
Yeah, I did Wood Green Library. What's funny about the gig in Wood Green Library is outside Wood Green Library is where all the Uber drivers congregate.
Yeah.
So as you enter Wood Green Library, and for most of Wood Green Library, it just smells like weed. Which I think is the funniest thing, the mixture of weed and dust from books. Just in the library.
I like that smell.
It was...
I love that old book smell. Do you know that old library book smell?
I don't. It feels like I'm being bitten alive by dust mites.
No.
Yeah.
Are you someone who's like, are you like hype like, oh my God, this table's dirty, I don't want to touch it.
Can't cope.
Really?
No, I can't cope.
Oh, I feel like maybe I'm just like a dirt kid. I don't like being dirty, but like I'm just like a builds your immunity. Whatever. Like
What?
You'll sort it out.
No!
Like, I don't want to like lick the seat on a train.
I'm not saying lick the seat on the train, but I'm also saying, why do I have to sit at a dirty table? Why do I have to know somebody else was here before?
Yeah, I don't like dirty and everyone's like sticky and
Yeah.
stuff. Like, no, I don't like that. Oh my God, you're so funny. You're so funny. You crack me up, man.
It's my mum's fault. I don't even want to sit at the table if there's like someone left a napkin. I'm like, but why?
Do you make sure your like peas and potatoes and everything are separated? Do you have to have everything separated on a plate? They can't touch?
But why do they have to touch?
Oh my God. Do you have to have one of those little kid plates that's separated?
No, but my mum would just not be a weirdo and put it on top.
Yeah, well, I mean, but if there's like gravy and stuff.
No, gravy can go in everything, but
Yeah.
it's all separated on the plate.
But then do you put it on the fork together so it's the perfect bite?
Yes.
So you do mush it together.
At the perfect point, but on the plate when I'm supposed to eat it, if you present it as shit, I'm not gonna eat it.
It's all coming out of shit anyway, so it doesn't fucking
But
matter.
it doesn't have to go in as shit. Otherwise, you'd just be eating shit.
I mean, that's fair. That is fair.
But that's why there's a plate. That's my argument.
What do you mean?
That's why there's a plate. The plate is round so you can present the things out nicely. Otherwise, you'd just be eating stuff in a bowl or a cup.
I've eaten stuff in a bowl. I like.
Okay,
you know
I'm
what I
realizing
like?
this podcast is separating us as friends.
You know what I like? I like blates. Have you heard about blates? They're like bowl plates that people talk about.
I
So
have
they
that.
like that.
I have
That's
blates.
my favorite kind of
I prefer
thing
plates.
to eat off of.
I prefer
Because
plates.
it holds the like if
The
there's-
food.
the food, but also if there's sauce or anything.
You also
I'm
have
a
portion
saucy
control.
person.
I'm a saucy
I'm a saucy
person.
person. I gotta have sauce. There's usually not enough sauce.
Yeah.
You know, like a roast dinner here. I
You
always
got
ask
all
for
those
extra
like 3 more gravies. Yeah.
You gotta get that.
Yeah.
You gotta get extra sauce.
Yeah.
Or like we went to that jerk chicken place.
Yeah. Gotta
and
get extra
You gotta
buns.
get extra
Yeah.
because it's like
It's
even
not
when they're
enough.
like that's good, and even like when they do hot sauce, they're like, I'm like,
I need
can
more.
handle it.
Yeah.
Give me more. I need the sauce.
Give it to me. Yeah.
What's your Nando's order?
Ooh.
That's not my final question, but it felt like it. What was your Nando's
Quarter
order?
chicken.
Yeah.
Has to be the leg piece.
Are you hot? Medium?
Medium.
Medium. What?
Yeah. Have to be medium.
I'm hot.
No, because I think,
Fucks with the flavor?
yeah.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? And I'd rather go So I'd do that, and then I'd rather get the garlic, you know, when you get the bottle on the side,
Yeah.
and put that on top at the end.
Yeah.
And then I have to have a peronaise. If there's no peronaise, the whole order goes in the bin.
Peronaise, you have to.
Yeah, if there's no peronaise, the whole order, whole Nando's is pointless. I'm going somewhere else.
100%.
Yeah.
I love that they sell it in bottles now at the store.
Yeah, they do.
It's amazing.
But you know what's got me by the nipples at the moment? The chili jam.
Oh my God, yes!
Honestly.
My order, I go order off the kids menu a lot. Or I order off the sides menu. So I order like 2 chicken thighs.
Yeah.
Hot.
Yeah.
A side of halloumi.
Yeah.
Side of the chili jam.
Oof.
And then maybe I'll do like chips with peronaise.
Okay.
So that would be like or like broccolini with the parent, or something like that. Like
I always get the salad with the chips.
That's good.
Yeah. Or the broccoli with the chips.
Yeah.
But I have plain chips because that dust, I don't understand it. I don't get it.
No, yeah.
What is that about?
It just doesn't do anything.
Stop being weird. Just give me the chips.
It is like they took the table and just brushed
Yeah,
off
like you're not being cute about it. Stop. Leave it alone. So plain chips, salad, chicken.
Yeah.
And then I get halloumi.
Yeah, you gotta do it.
You gotta get the halloumi.
I love.
I always send it back and let them grill it again because it's always too. I need more grill.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah.
Well, that wasn't the last question, but it felt like it. But the last actual question I like to ask everyone.
Go on.
Is so someone who's been through a lot of change in your life.
Yes.
Obviously, you've experienced a lot of stuff. You've not put up with a lot of shit. You've had to deal with a lot of shit. You've gone through it. But what is something in your life that you hope never changes?
Ooh. How well I listen to my gut. Yeah.
That's good.
I need to be more proactive in action in a lot of stuff, but I hear myself a lot.
Do you diary? Do you journal?
I used to. I should do more.
Yeah, I think that's always a good way as well to go because it's like cutting out the outside voices. And I think the problem with my gut is I go, I think this is it.
Yeah.
Let me ask 5 other people if they agree with me.
Yeah.
And then when you hear the opinions of other people, that like starts
It's a
to fuck
problem.
with you.
It's a problem.
And I rely on other people's opinions more than I actually should.
Yeah.
I think listening to your gut. I love this.
Yeah.
And I love you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it. Thanyia Moore, everyone. Thank you so much for listening. Don't forget to rate, review, and subscribe and all the things. I'll tag Thanyia and everything. Is there something you want to promote that's coming up?
Yeah, I want to 2 things. Please come and see my work in progress of August. It is a really funny show. And follow Kate's sister.
Get out of here. Thank you for listening, everyone. Bye.